Hello, everyone, and welcome to 100 Football Sports Talk Radio. I'm your host, Logan Landers. Today, we're doing an NCAA Week 1 game preview between the Louisville Cardinals and the Syracuse Orange. So if you enjoyed this video or so to the podcast, please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We go live each and every single week on Facebook and YouTube. We have clips on Instagram at 100 Football, and, of course, our podcast you can listen to each and every single day, thanks to the Believe Podcast Network. This game is going to be a good one, folks. It is going to be played September 3rd at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, kicking off the ACC. Yes, this is the first game for the ACC this year between both of these programs. Let's talk about this team. Let's talk about Louisville. Last year, 6-7, kind of mediocre, nothing too crazy. You lost a few guys, and it's going to be interesting to see what they can do this year, right? And last year, these two teams played, and it was it was just ugly to watch. It was Louisville, and they won 41-3. So, yeah, if you're Syracuse, this is a revenge game, no doubt about that. But talking about Louisville, obviously it all starts with your boy Malik Cunningham at quarterback. Tremendous player, 3,500 total yards last season, and he is going to be hard to touch, hard to slow down if you are Syracuse. He's a great player. You're bringing in a bunch of talented guys from the transfer portal as well, wide receiver, running backs, who are going to help out as well on the offense. The big issue for me with this Louisville team, the defense, finishing the bottom half of the ACC in pretty much every defensive category last season. The defensive woes, man, it shouldn't be too much of an issue in this opener. I think that a lot of teams, honestly, I think a lot of teams come out the gates kind of stumbling in week one. It's hard to come out looking prime and pristine your first week. So I think you won't have to worry too much about Louisville's defense this season, at least in this first game. But I think that if the offense can do what it's supposed to do with a lot of really talented players like Malik Cunningham, I think they should be fine. I think they have a really good offense. I think they're looking really good. Like I said, I like Cunningham. Just give him a chance, and he can find a way for things to get done. As for Syracuse, with the Syracuse Orange, we all know Syracuse is mostly looked at as a basketball program, but they are hoping to make a name for them in football. 5-7 last year, not too bad. It's going to be interesting how they do this year. Allowed 31 points or more in a good stretch of games last year, and they didn't score more than 17 in that stretch also, to end the season, so not the best look there. And we all, like I mentioned, the loss to Louisville last year is just a heartbreaker, so you're hoping that this one is going to be a little bit easier. But, like I said, there are some injuries, some off-field issues with some guys as well. Like I said, it's going to be interesting to see. Justin Lamson's out. Garrett Schrader is going to be, he's hurt. He's got a hamstring injury, but he's probably going to be the starter. So we'll see how that goes. And also, on the defense side, you're not going to have Dom Foster, who is suspended. But you do have one kind of bright, shining moment, one shining player, one guy to look out for, and that is your running back, Mr. Sean Tucker, who is phenomenal. I mean, go look at this kid. Go see what all he's done. And, man, him and like I mentioned, Schrader, they didn't do much last season in this game, but I think this year it's going to look good. I think that it's going to look nice. It's going to be interesting if the hamstring injury to Schrader, if that comes into effect, but he can get it done with his legs as well. And if you got both of them going, man, it's going to be a nice punch there with those two guys. At the line of scrimmage, you got to hope you can control that, win the clock battles, just kind of really grind to get this win if you're Syracuse. And I think for the defense, right, you got to obviously stop Malik Cunningham. That's going to be hard to do. And watch out for Braylon Oliver. I think he is a good transfer from Louisville, right? He's coming over. So he has his insider knowledge of the players, the coaches, who can help out, I think. So watch out for that. And there's a lot going on in this game, right? We know, like I said, Louisville got the big win last year, but I think it's going to be a little bit tougher this year. I think Syracuse is mad. They're upset about what happened last year. They're going to be wanting to come out and just slug with this Louisville offense like a good boxing matchup, right? So I'm going to go with the final score of this one, with Louisville getting the win, the close win in this one, 34, Syracuse 31. Yes, it's only a 3-point ball game, so I'm going to put this at. I think that I like the offenses for this team. The defense is kind of going to be iffy. It usually is week one for a lot of programs. So I think 34-31, Louisville getting the win in a close ball game. As for Syracuse, I think they're going to avenge some of those. They're going to get rid of all those emotions last year and play a tough game. But this is honestly a toss-up for me, honestly. It's going to be a good game. I like Tucker for Syracuse. I think he's going to be a good player. And as for Louisville, I think the Cunningham's just a little too much to handle. So that is why I'm going to go with Louisville getting with this one, 34-31. If you enjoyed the video, everyone, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Go live each Thursday week, Facebook, YouTube, and also check out clips for podcast on Instagram. Use our podcast every day on Thanks to Believe Podcast Network on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, iHeartRadio, or wherever it is you listen to your podcast. With amazing history specials, game previews, team previews, legends interviews, and anything else honestly football related you can find over there. Also, if you have a suggestion, I know we're doing a bunch of game previews now, but if you want us to cover a certain game, if you want us to talk about a certain player, maybe do a draft prospect, look at him, please put it in the comments. We take all that into consideration, and we will put it into a future episode in the next coming weeks. I've been your host today, Logan Landers. Have a tremendous day, a great weekend. Also, everyone, enjoy some of that college football. It's back in your life. Fall is finally here. We're in September, so enjoy it, and we will talk to you again on another level.